Hello, my name is Joshua Mugabi. I welcome you to topic 10.2, sexual reproduction in plants. We are looking at learning outcome E. Understand the importance of dispersal. We are going to look at learning activity, how different seeds are dispersed, stating why dispersal is so important. Seed dispersal. Item 1. Structure and function. The teacher brings or displays specimen stroke diagrams of different seeds and fruits. For example, mango, desmodium, maize, blackjack, Reproduction, passion fruit, tomato, bean, castor oil seed. Task. Identify physical features that aid dispersal. We have hooks, wings, purpose of hair, fresh pellicup, and sutures. Now, if you look at hooks, you will find that our blackjack has got hooks. Then wings, we have like some seeds that have got wings, the dallions. Then we have purpose of hair. This one you will find it on Reproduction. It has got hair-like structures, which we call purpose of hair. Then we have the fresh pellicup. Now the fresh pellicup, we shall see it in tomato, we shall see it in the mango. And then we have the sutures. Sutures, we are going to see them in castor oil. We shall see them in the beans. And we shall see them also in desmodium. Classify each seed according to its dispersal method. We are going to start with wind dispersal. And we are looking at examples of seeds dispersed by wind. We have cotton seed, dandelion, pine seed, and Reproduction. Those are dispersed by wind. Like for example, here we have Reproduction, which has got pampas of air. That one is dispersed by wind. Then now let us look at their adaptation. Those seeds dispersed by wind. What adaptations do they have? One, they are light. so that they can be carried by wind. For example, if you look at it, tree ducks. Some have wings, hairs, and parachutes, which help them to be carried in wind. They have got a large surface area, which makes it easier to be carried by wind. Now, let us go to animal dispersal. One, to classify seeds that are dispersed by animal. And the examples that we have the mango, tomato, passion fruit. All these ones are eaten by animals. Then we have desmodium, blackjack seeds. This one stick on clothes or fur. For example, here we have the tomato, the mango, the passion fruit. These ones are going to be dispersed by animals. When the animals come and eat these seeds or the fruit, then they will pass over the seeds to other area. Then we have the desmodium and we have the blackjack. These ones have got hooks, hair-like structures and hooks that attach themselves on clothes, and they can be carried from one place to another. What are the adaptations of animal dispersals? Some of them are fresh fruits, and these attract animals. Therefore, the seed will pass out in the droppings. For example, we have the tomato, we have the passion fruit. These ones are going to be eaten by the animals, and the seeds will pass out in the droppings. Then they will be dispersed by the animals. Then others have hooks and spine. These attach to fur or clothes. For example, if you look at our Biden Bilosa blackjack, you look at desmodium, these ones have got hooks and hair-like structures which are going to attach themselves on the clothes, and they will be carried to other areas. Then we have the hard seeds which are resistant to digestion. Here we shall have the passion fruit, we shall have the tomato seeds. When these ones are eaten, they are resistant, the seeds are resistant to digestion. So they will be passed out to other area. Let's now look at water dispersal. Which examples are dispersed by water? We have, for example, coconut, water lilies, these seeds are dispersed by water, and they have adaptations that help them to be dispersed by water. One, they are light and fibrous, making them able to be carried or to float on water. Two, they have waterproof covering, meaning that this one will not allow water to enter inside, and they can float for a long distance. We want to look at water dispersal. We want to look at the examples that are dispersed by water. Here we have the coconuts, we have the water lilies. Those are dispersed by water. They have adaptations, and these adaptations include light and fibrous, meaning that they can easily float in water, and they are waterproof, or they have waterproof coverings, which prevents water from entering inside and can float for a long distance without sinking. So they are dispersed by water. Now let us go to self, or what we call explosive dispersal. Example of those ones that are dispersed by explosion, we have castor oil plants, we have the cowpea, we have the legume. Castor oil, this one is dispersed by explosive dispersal. And also the legumes, they are going to be dispersed by explosive dispersal. Why? Because they have got lines of weakness, and when they dry, they split open through the lines of weakness, and they disperse the seeds far away from the parent plant. Then we have their adaptations. What are their adaptations that help them to be dispersed by explosive? One, they have dry pods, and these ones, they burst open when ripe. Then suddenly, ejection throws the seeds away from the parent plants. So the seeds are going to be thrown away from the parent plant because of ejection when the dry pod opens. And that's what we are calling the legumes and also the castor oil fruit. Discuss why seed dispersal is important to plants. It reduces competition between the new plant and the parent for sunlight. That is to say that if the seeds are carried far away from the parent, like for example, if the mango is removed from the parent and it is eaten by the animal and it is thrown, the seed is thrown far away from the parent, that seed is going to germinate and it will turn into a new plant. When it turns into a new plant, it will be far away from the parent, and therefore there will not be competition for sunlight. Secondly, they will not compete for water, they will not compete for space, and they will not compete for nutrients. Then another one, dispersal enables species to spread to new and suitable habitats. For example, if where our fruit is grown, it is unfavorable, it does not provide conducive environment for the growth of that particular plant, and if it puts on the fruits and the fruits are eaten and then transported, the seeds are transported to another area where they are deposited far away from the parent, that new area may be again a suitable habitat, and therefore the species will survive and it will spread to new suitable habitats. They reduce overcrowding under the parent plant. So when dispersal carries the seeds to other area, there is not going to be overcrowding around the parent. So there is going to be reduced overcrowding under the parent. Then also dispersal helps plant to colonize new areas. This increases the survival chances. So when the seeds are dispersed to other areas, those other areas may have conducive environment, and that environment may be able to increase the survival of that particular plant. They also reduce the spread of diseases and pests from parent to offsprings. So when they are moved and taken from one place and then they are carried to another place, if the parent is here and then they are carried and taken to a new place, now in this new place there may be no pests, there may be no diseases. Therefore that one is going to reduce the spread of diseases and pests to this new organism in a new area. Then dispersal also ensures continuity of the plant species, especially when environmental conditions change. So when they are carried from one place to another, provided in an area where they are, the environment conditions have changed, then the plant species may survive in a new area. For example, if we say that all of them, they are growing in this area where the parent is, and that area happens to be burnt down, that means the parent will not survive and also the offsprings will not survive. But if they get an opportunity and they move from there and they come and they are dispersed to this new area, even if this area is affected by the fire, then those ones that are in this new area, they will survive. So it is dispersal which ensures continuity of the plant species, especially when the environmental conditions change. Record your findings in a table. So our findings have been put in the table. We have seeds and fruits, dispersal methods, adaptation for dispersal, and example explanation. We start with tree ducks. Tree ducks is dispersed by wind, and the adaptation that help it to be dispersed by wind, they have got parachute-like hairs which we called papas. We saw those hair-like structures on the tree ducks. Those hair-like structures are the ones that we called the papas, or the parachute like hair, which help in dispersal. This helps it to float in air. Then we go to the mango. The mango, this one is dispersed by animals. And which adaptation has it got to be dispersed by animal? It is a fresh fruit, and when ripe, it attracts the animals. So, the animals, what they are going to do, they are going to eat the fruit, and they will drop the seed far away from the parent plant. Thereby, they will have dispersed them. Then we have coconut. Coconut, it is dispersed by water. And what adaptation? It has fibrous husks. It floats on water. How? This carries the seed across the ocean. So the water is going to carry the coconut seed across the ocean because it can float on water for a longer distance. Therefore, it will be dispersed to a new area away from the parent. And then we have castor oil seeds. These are dispersed by explosive. Which adaptations do they have? They have a hard, dry pod, and this pod bursts open when they are ripe and dry. And when it bursts open, what happens? It throws the seeds away from the parent plant. Therefore, the seeds will not fall under the plant, the parent plant. They will be thrown far away from the plant to prevent competition. We go to summary. Different seeds are dispersed by wind, water, animals, and explosive mechanism. Now, each seed has special structural features, and this suits its method of dispersal. Seed dispersal is important. Why? It reduces competition, it prevents overcrowding, it allows the plant to colonize new area, and it also increases their chances of survival. Thank you very much for participating in topic 10.2, sexual reproduction in plants. We have been looking at learning outcome E. Understand the importance of dispersal. And we have been focusing on learning activity, how different seeds are dispersed, stating why dispersal is so important. Please visit me at Mugabi Joshua Biology on YouTube. Don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe.